Hey guys, it's Gabby. Today we're going to be doing some 3D fruit nails. I've actually been wanting to try these out for a while now, and as you guys know, I've been in my 3D nail art phase, and it's great. I really love doing these designs and trying out new techniques. So we're just going to get right into it. I wanted to try the citrusy fruit look because I feel like I see this design everywhere. So as you can see, it started off with a sheer pink base, and then I'm going in with pretty much that same color, just darker, and creating a crescent shape around my cuticle area as I guess a peel. I don't know. This is a made up fruit at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and cure that underneath my lamp. And then I'm doing the same exact thing right above that, but this time I'm using a very light, pretty sheer pink color. And before curing that, I'm going to start drawing lines as my slices, I guess. I don't really know. I didn't want it to be too harsh of lines. That's why I picked such a sheer color. But I'm pretty much just gently drawing towards the center of my nail. I really didn't have a method for this. A lot of times I'll just start drawing and hope for the best. But what I did do after I drew those lines, I went back to the start of each line and just made it a little thicker and tried to curve it a little bit so it gave more of that slice fruit look. It was small, but I feel like it did make a difference. You can go ahead and cure that again once you're happy with your fruit. And then I decided to do a matte top coat. You can also do glossy here, but I feel like the matte mixed with the 3D look just gives it more of that contrast. So I did matte top coat, and then I'm going to take my 3D chrome jewelry gel. I know I've said it before, but this stuff is so good. I feel like I keep finding different ways to use it. And this is the same tube. It's a small tube and definitely a little pricier, but I feel like this is going to last me forever. So highly recommend this if you haven't tried it yet. But basically what I'm doing is just squeezing a blob of it on each little section that I made, and then taking a small brush and dragging it down towards the center of my nail. One thing to note about this product though, it will move on you a little bit. So what I like to do is just do a few areas at a time and then cure my nails underneath my lamp. You can also flash cure it, just curing for 5 to 10 seconds just so it doesn't move anymore. Because especially with things like this, it may merge together and you don't want a blob situation going on. So I'm going to do a few sections, cure, and do it that way. I think this turned out so cute, especially for my first try. The only thing, I wish I would have put something in the middle, like a little white line connecting everything, because I didn't even think about that and I felt like the middle needed just something, but still cute. So this next one, I'm trying to do better at including things even when they're a little bit questionable, and this is one of them. So the plan here was a strawberry inspired situation. So I started by making little seeds just by pressing a small brush and white polish in a row to make whatever that is. This wasn't even bad. I was fine with this. I added my matte top coat, and then I was thinking, okay, I can kind of wiggle around each seed to get that 3D look, because I was trying to I'm trying to see how to word this. I was basically trying to build a wall around each seed to make them look like they were further behind, so it looked kind of like a strawberry. That was the goal. I feel like I did not execute this well. I still included it so you could see it, and I don't hate it. It's just not, I just didn't like it. That's fine. I feel like if anything, it reminds me of a raspberry or something. It had potential. The idea was there. After that, I was like, okay, let me find some inspo. I saw this picture. I was like, yes, that would be perfect. So I'm using a white and a lime green gel, and I'm basically going to use this to create different shades that I want, because I wanted 3 shades of green. One really light, almost white, one medium green shade, and then the regular green. What you have to do is mix them together to get the colors that you want. This is a great hack, by the way, especially if you need colors in the same kind of color family and you have a white gel. You can make so many different things. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go in and start making my lime slice. To do this, I'm just going to take that normal green shade and draw a curved line along the corner of my nail to create my peel, cure that really quick, and then go in with that almost white color and do the same thing as the first design where I'm just following that same line. And then the main difference here, I'm going to take the medium green and just fill in that entire corner area. And not to brag, but I do feel like that shade of green was so perfect for this. And then after I was done filling it in, I'm going to take that same brush and just drag it all towards the corner of my nail, just so it's going in the direction of the slices that I wanted. Make sure you're curing your nails as you go. I did try to show it throughout the video so you can see when I'm actually curing it. Again, going in with those small white lines. This is another hack. The reason I'm making them so light too is because you can't really tell if you mess up or they're a little crooked. It's fine. To finish the design, I'm going to add my 3D gel to each slice, and I ended up adding it to the background too. I just thought that would be cute, so for that I'm just squeezing it and then pulling it away to keep that 3D ball effect. Here is how this turned out. I love this one, you guys. This one's my favorite, hands down. I think it looks so good. For the next design, I wanted to do something different, and I saw this picture of grapes. I thought it looked really cool because it has that glassy look, but then you still get the purple. So that's basically the inspo for this one. I started off with a French tip. Again, I'm doing a matte top coat here and carrying that. And then for the grapes, I'm using the 3D gel, and basically I'm going to make the same dots as before. So to do that, I'm squeezing and then pulling up and away so that it doesn't flatten out. And because I didn't want them to move at all, I'm going to do just a few at a time, cure, and then do a few more. After that, I'm going to grab some purple shades. You can also grab some green shades if you prefer green grapes. I don't really have a preference. I don't really eat grapes now that I think about it. Nothing against them. They're actually good. I don't know. I guess I forget about them. And then when I have them, I'm like, oh, I actually enjoy these. But anyways, what I'm doing is just taking a little bit of each color and just randomly placing it on the grapes. I'm keeping this pretty sheer because I didn't want to cover them completely. You could, but I really like the glassy grape look. So I'm going to keep it then. Once I was happy with that, I'm going to finish off by applying a top coat over each one. I wasn't sure how this was going to go, but I really love how this turned out. I think it's so fun to do. Fruit nails in general, I know this has been a trend for a bit now, but for spring, summer nails, I think they're so cute, and I like that you can make them more subtle, especially when you use lighter colors or you only do it on a certain area of your nail. Looks so good. This next look, it's slightly different, but the steps are the same, so I'm just going to let that play just so I'm not being so repetitive, and I'll be back at the end. Here is the final mani. Like I said, I think these are so perfect for spring, summer, vacation. You'll have to let me know what you guys think of this 3D fruit trend. I personally love it. I think you can do so much with it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what design you want to see next, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye!